This is a journalist from a famous newspaper called the New York Times.
Father Michael Barton is a Catholic missionary who came here to southern Sudan from Indianapolis in 1978. He has endured civil war and a smorgasbord of diseases. He speaks fluent Dinka and other local languages. He looks after 4 schools, providing education to children who otherwise wouldn't get any.
So there's some not there. Kiswahili is not there. Chemistry, achitok. Physics, achitok.
In places like this, the war-torn, impoverished corners of the earth, there are many Father Michaels. In my travels, I've met nuns and priests across the globe who give their lives ministering to the least fortunate among us. So maybe the Catholic Church should be turned upside down, because with every abuse cover-up, every Paleolithic position on ordination of women, on condoms, on sexuality, the Vatican discredits itself and separates itself from its roots. But it's a mistake to disdain the entire Church, for the Church is larger than the Vatican. And to me at least, you find the great soul of the Catholic Church not in Rome, but in places like the villages of Africa or the slums of Latin America. Places like this parish.
Last year we celebrated 75 years from the foundation of the mission. Isn't our rectory beautiful? No, I know. Isn't our rectory? You got to see the straight line of all the buildings, huh? All the buildings built 75 years ago and still standing. All by Italian brothers.
The need in southern Sudan is overwhelming. Women are more likely to die here in childbirth than to graduate from elementary school. Father Michael has put up with decades of violence because he believes passionately in education. And his students are among the most academically accomplished in the region.
So he was first out of how many?
It was 1,955.
1,900. Wow. 1,500 and?
1,582.
Okay. Wow. I've been imprisoned. I've been beaten. I've been hit. Huh? Little things. And of course, there's all these diseases, malaria, and all this.
I'm sure you've had
yellow
malaria.
fever, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I haven't had it for a couple of years, but it's very normal to have malaria and all kinds of things, intestinal parasites, etc.
Yeah.
That's just normal.
I mean, are there some times when you just think, boy, I wish I was back in Indianapolis?
Boy, are there. Boy, are there, of course. So many times.
This is the selflessness that I've seen time and again, and it's difficult for me to reconcile with the recent church scandal.
Much of the church truly behaved really disgracefully. But it also does seem to me that at the same time that, there are priests and nuns and, doing just extraordinarily good work. And I just have this kind of a disconnect when I see those two sides.
I mean, that's what you've got to see. The human and the divine, isn't it, huh? The human and the divine. It's all that conflict.
We in journalism tend to focus on the human failings of the Catholic Church. Those are inexcusable. But while we denounce the abuses by senior church officials, let's not forget the heroic work by so many people at the grassroots. Divine work, even. This is the true church to which I tip my hat. Here, religious figures are judged not by the magnificence of their vestments, but by the magnitude of their compassion.
Well, luckily, to have something is a lot easier than having nothing.